Good evening. I am by name Eleye Damilola.
Yeah,
I am a student of Mass Comm from Federal University of Oye-Ekiti. And here with me is,
yeah. My name is Abraham. I'm the COO of Opus INC. Yeah,
all right, good afternoon and welcome to this interview. All right, today our topic is tech beyond force. So,
always.
yes, beyond force. So basically, I have some questions for you.
All right.
My first question is, what is tech?
All right. Okay. I would like to define tech from a relative perspective. I don't want to take it. Okay. Let me just define tech. Tech is any means or anything or a way you can synthesize a process to produce a product or an end product, as a matter of fact, because if I'm to actually define it on the static definition, people do define it as it's more or less, it makes it looks limited and restricted. Like, most times when you talk about tech, people just think, hey, it's just anything that has to do with science, technology. Of course, yes, science, technology, but it's actually way beyond that. We'll find out that virtually everything you use to synthesize a process or to make it hasty and quicker is actually always is always from the influence of tech. So yeah, I define tech as any means or a process you can use to synthesize a process to get an end product.
Thank you. So basically, when we hear of the word tech, we find out if a girl is telling her parents that she wants to venture into tech,
Yeah.
the parents are more like against it, but they allow the guys to venture into tech. So my question here is, females are allowed into tech, right?
Yeah, of course. Actually, tech is for everybody. Well, what you just said is actually true. Most times, sometimes, as I said, everybody have this perspective of, hey, tech is something very hard. Tech is something, that looks very, very hard. And, sometimes most parents don't really want their female child to do something hard and tedious as it may be. But, we found out that, hey, you can't escape tech. No matter your field, whether you're a woman or you're a man, you can't escape tech. So tech is virtually for everybody and anybody can do
Okay, thank you.
it. Yeah.
So my question, another question is, what do you think in Nigeria? Like if you compare to all the other countries like America, China, we know that we have a long way to go. So what
Yeah.
do you think we can improve?
All right. Now the thing is, number one, yeah, we actually have limited access, and one of the things actually limiting or restricting our access is exposure. All right. Number one is exposure, and our secondary school syllabus is not really helping. There are no space for practical tech. When you go to places like China, you go to places like US or the Western world, you discover that students already have full idea, practically tech practicals from a very early age. So when they get to tertiary institution, it's more or less like, okay, they're just trying to build up. But here in Nigeria, even at the tertiary institution, we still really don't get it in full scale. And so most of you find that most of the people who are venturing into tech still have to go for extra trainings, extra classes, extra online and extra research to be able to get the kind of skill they have. So more or less, our educational system is not really helping, right? So one of the way we can improve is improving our educational system and actually make it more techy, all right? Not minding, most times, as I said, we think tech is just for science students, without knowing that, people or someone who study accounting that is in commercial class in secondary school will need tech while she's done studying accounting because she needs what we call data analysis, right? And data analysis is a tech skills. So for you to be able to do very well in your field, even as a mass comm, I need to understand what we call content creation. And these are tech skills, all right? No way I can use to pass information either through designs, writing, the video. You understand? These are tech skills, all right? Now imagine as a mass comm student that you are, you already know how to design right from design and edit videos right from secondary school. You find that doing it now will be very, very easy. But what do we have now? Even in our tertiary institutions, we are not taught these things. We still have to go outside our classes to go learn this thing outside, which I really think it is not really that good. So I think our educational system should really, really help. That's one major place we can actually improve.
All right, thank you for elaborating on that.
Yeah.
So I have another question. Where do you see tech in Nigeria in the next 5 years?
Actually, I like the fact that people are really, really, beginning to recognize tech, and people are beginning to, venture into tech. I actually cherish that fact, and with the way it is, I see so many things changing in different fields in Nigeria in the next 5 years. I actually I see a whole lot of change in the economic sector, the business sector, digital marketers. We're beginning to have more of graphics designer. We're beginning to have more of, coders. It is now easy for you to see people who are into tech than what we have before. So I think in the next 5 years, and this is one thing that can actually boost our standard, our income, that can boost the economy at large. So I believe one of the best way we can actually even boost our economy is people venturing into tech, and I see that happening if you have tech in the next 5 years.
All right, thank you. So do you have any advice for someone that is starter that want to get into tech?
Yes, whoever the starter is, just start. That's just it.
No.
Just start. Get now. This is it. Number one, know what do you want. We're having different type of test skills. We're having coding. We are having digital marketing. We are having AI. We're having so many of them. All right. You just get okay. This is what you want to do, and just start. You don't need to wait. You don't need to say, hey God, will I understand this thing, or I don't have access. Just get what you can and start. All right. Because if you don't start now, you might lose out. You might lose at the long run. Yeah.
All right, thank you for that. So my question is, it's been on my mind lately. Do you think it's advisable for you to take your children, like a child, like a 5 year child, into tech at an early stage, introduce them like into the tech company at an early stage? Whereas we know that the internet always has pros and cons. So you venturing your child into tech at a young age, do you think a child will learn more positive experience or a negative experience?
Now this is it. Everything has pros and cons. Now you are the one to determine what kind of pros and what kind of cons. Now this is it. If you don't set children at the right on the right path of internet, they will virtually find out the wrong path by themselves. All right. And now the thing is, when it comes to tech, the earlier you get into it, the better you get to understand, and the better you go through it. So I really don't say anything bad bringing your kids into it. All right, we still have device. You can monitor your kids' device. All right, good. So get them started. I feel there's the cons or the pros as may be. It's actually preferable than them finding out the bad part of internet or tech in the long run.
For himself.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. So, literally, as a university student, our schedule are very much. So, literally, we find out that our educational system does not really promote us having extra classes and extra this thing. And during the holidays, we find out that we are given projects that occupies our holiday days. So, is there any means, or can you advise on any means whereas we can input our tech learning skills into our curriculum as a student?
Yeah, now this is it. You see, of course, I know it's actually the timetable might be choky, classes, even the holidays are actually choky, but I feel you don't have a reason not to go into tech. There's this saying that you don't have a reason for failure, right? You just have to find out time, all right? Although you might, I think there are ways you can schedule yourself, all right? There are ways you can break in, you can actually, because now this is it. You as much as you need your education or your tertiary school or whatever it is, same as much as you need tech. That's just the factual truth. So you doing one and not doing the other is more or less like you ending this and going back to the start, because you still have to come back to it. Except you really don't want to go far enough. So if you have the ability to merge it, I think that would be the best.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, what's the significance of internship to a tech student? Like internship.
Okay. Yeah. Now this is it. Yes. Now, this is the significance of internship. Now, that is another, that is actually another way, like for students that are actually really tricky with time, with their timetable. Maybe I think most of the department have what we call science, IT, or whatever it is. You can use it to go for internship and gather enough knowledge on tech pertaining your field, and you will discover how much it can help you.
Yeah. So basically, there are some courses online
Yeah.
that helps promote tech skills. So can you help us with few courses like solid courses online, whereas it's free because students we have budgets
Yeah.
where we have to like, you know, like my dad is sending me a few allowance, I have expenses, I have printing and stuff. So
Yeah.
there are free online courses ahead. So
Yeah.
can you give us like some free online courses?
Okay, fine. Some like places where you can get free online courses. You can get on Skillful Order. They actually give free online courses, and you can get cheaper ones also on Udemy. You get cheaper courses, online courses, and you can get a very nice professional courses also from Coursera. All right. So let's say you don't have the money for Coursera, you can go for Udemy. You don't have the money for Udemy, you can go for Skillful. Skillful will give it to you, and you get the knowledge you need. All right, and it's very essential that as you get the knowledge, you get someone to mentor you through.
All right.
Yes, to make it very easy.
So what are your advice for female techs? Like female techs, we
Yeah,
female.
my advice for female tech is, hey, number one is when you start learning tech, you want to give up because at some point you find out, man, this thing is just way hard. But hey, don't give up. But at that point, the point at which you are giving up is should be a morale to want to know more. All right, to want to know more. Use it to boost your morale to actually know more. So, hey, as a female tech, you just get started. Don't give up. Punch it harder, and you actually you hit it hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think it is a way we can like bring tech into the rural system, like into the rural community, whereas they have limited source of education, they have limited source of like electricity and stuff like that,
Yeah,
like
I think that's
local
actually
communities.
yes, I think that's actually another limitation, and that's why like my company Opus being tech to this local area because of course it is actually limited. You hardly get a place. Yeah, you could just go by the street and you ask someone, do you know something about coding? And you tell like, hey, what is coding? All right. You actually discover that, and that's why we decided to say, okay, fine, let's bring tech to these people. All right, because as much as we are hoping on the government to produce things like lights and the lights, the government might not have enough resources to bring something like this. All right, so of course, electricity is another limitation on its own, but at least we can help reduce the limitation individually. All right. So yes, NGOs can actually come into it, and some very nice, good-hearted people also can. And some tech companies also can actually decide to offer such helping hand to the local community, just the way we are doing. All right. So yeah, so that's just another way we can actually bring the limelight of tech into rural areas.
All right. So basically, you make mention of your company, no course. Can you tell us the courses they offer, and do you guys offer online courses?
Yes, yes, we offer online courses and we offer all tech courses as it may be. We offer digital marketing, coding, front end, back end, AI, robotics, all right, graphics design, even tech extension like photography, videography, and music production and video production. We offer all.
So basically, I can register for it.
Definitely, you're welcome.
All right. So I guess my final question here is, as a tech, as an upcoming, like an entry tech level, most of us focus on more of the income.
Yeah,
Like we want to get sharp results, like fast results. But sometimes we just skip the learning part.
mm,
We're just looking for ways and platforms to make money. Do you
yeah.
have any advice for people that are actually skipping the learning part, sticking the process? They're not literally gaining stuff just for some people are learning tech just for the money aspect, not for the skills and stuff. Do you have any advice for them? Yes.
Now the thing is, if you learn tech for the money aspects, you will never get the money you want because you revenue, good money, you understand? So stick to the process, right? Be a professional, and at that level, you can charge for whatever you want, provided you are so good at it. People will come around. People who can actually buy, who want the kind of quality. When it depends on the kind of quality you can deliver. The kind of quality you deliver now determines the amount you actually get as a pay. And the quality time you spend in the process determines the quality product you have. So that's just it.
All right. Thank you very much for the interview.
Thank you so much.
And I hope listeners will be able to register for your company. And anyways, the company name is Opals. You can check them out on Instagram, on Facebook, and I think we have a website, right?
Yes, yes, of course.
What's the website?
Yeah, opus.org.nj.
All right. I guess you'll be seeing more of incoming students.
Definitely.
All right. I am my name, Damilola.